This is Sword of the Dead Series Book 1, written by Morgan Rice, read by Liam. Chapter 1. Lance's weapon whistled as he swung it towards his opponent, the sound of the impact loud against the silence of the open field. The hit was jarring, but the strong muscles of his forearms held firm. He circled his opponent again, holding the weapon two-handed, concentrating on his footwork, even as his weapon shifted through the different guard positions that the art of the sword demanded. The boar's tusk, and the lady, the high guard, and the low. He was stripped to the waist, his lean frame beaded with sweat. He was 18 today, a man now. He already stood taller than most men, his dark hair falling in a tangle down to his shoulders. His blue eyes were locked onto his foe, searching for any weakness. Lance feinted to the left, then quickly stepped in and thrust his weapon towards his opponent's chest. The blow skittered away, but Lance was already moving again, spinning around and bringing his weapon down in an overhead slash. The satisfying impact made Lance tense to absorb the jarring force of it. Lance went back to circling, trying never to be too predictable with his footwork, trying to ward every possible gap in his own defenses while looking for openings that he could exploit. This wasn't a foe that he could trick, though. Trying guile was pointless here. Instead, Lance pressed in, trying to find an angle where he could bind the extended blade of his foe with his own weapon while he struck. Lance lashed out, flicking his wrists as he attacked. The stick he was using sent the sword flying, breaking the lengths of cord that Lance had used to attach it to the old scarecrow in the backfield. The sword arced through the air, glinting in the sun before it thudded into the dirt. Lance cursed, feeling foolish for not securing it properly. At least the move he'd used for the attack had been properly executed. He had been practicing for so long, trying to perfect his technique in secret. His father, a simple farmer, would never understand his obsession with sword fighting. But Lance couldn't help it. It was in his blood. His mother had been a warrior, a fierce fighter who had died in battle against bandits when Lance was just a child. He had inherited her strength and passion for the art of the sword. The sword had been hers, but he couldn't use it against the scarecrow without risking cutting it to pieces. Lance retrieved the sword and started to work with it now, practicing swinging it through the air again and again, trying to make each cut feel as natural as breathing. As he practiced, Lance's mind wandered. He was tired of being cooped up in his small hamlet so close to Destara, the capital of the kingdom of Lytos, tired of pretending to be content with his simple life. He longed for adventure, for the thrill of battle and the rush of adrenaline. Whenever he could get into the city, Lance went to watch the Knights of the King's Guard training. Almost everything he'd learned, he'd picked up from watching them.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?